For 2 years, I paid the minimum on my credit card every month. I felt responsible. I felt like I was handling it. What I didn't know, what nobody told me, was that I was paying a fee to stay in debt. The math of minimum payments isn't designed to help you get out. It's designed to keep you in. And if you've ever looked at your statement and thought, I'm on top of this video might change how you see that. If you have any kind of debt right now, credit card, student loan, car payment, anything, and you're not sure how to actually get ahead of it, this is for you. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how debt is costing you more than you think, the 2 methods that actually work to pay it off fast, and which one to pick based on your situation. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just someone who figured this out later than I should have, and I want to save you the time. Let's break it down. Here's the thing most people don't realize about credit card debt. When you carry a balance, interest compounds on you, the same way compound interest compounds for you when you invest. Except now it's working against you. Every month you don't pay off the balance, you're being charged interest on interest. Let me show you what that actually looks like with real numbers. Say you have $5,000 on a credit card at 20% APR, which is close to the US average right now. If you make only the minimum payment every month, it takes you 17 years to pay it off, and you pay over $4,700 in interest on a $5,000 balance. You nearly double what you owe just by going slow. Now, here's what changes if you pay $200 a month instead. You're out in 2.5 years, and you pay around $1,100 in interest. Same debt, same interest rate, different payment, and you save yourself 15 years and $3,600. The minimum payment feels manageable. The total cost of that minimum payment is anything but. So how do you actually pay these off faster? There are 2 methods. Both work. The question is, which one works for you? The first is called the Avalanche method. Here's how it works. You list all your debts. You pay the minimum on every single one. Then you take any extra money and throw it at the debt with the highest interest rate first. Once that's gone, you roll that payment into the next highest rate, and so on. Mathematically, the Avalanche is optimal. You're eliminating your most expensive debt first, so you pay the least interest overall. If you had $5,000 at 20% and $3,000 at 12%, Avalanche says go after the 20% immediately. Every month you let that balance sit is the most expensive month of your repayment plan. The second method is called the Snowball method. Same setup, list your debts, pay the minimum on everything, but instead of targeting the highest interest rate, you target the smallest balance first. You knock that out as fast as possible. Then you take that payment and roll it into the next smallest, then the next. The Snowball costs you slightly more in total interest compared to the Avalanche. But here's what it gives you: momentum. When you pay off that first debt, even if it's a $400 balance, something shifts. It's real. You can feel it. And for a lot of people, that feeling is worth more than the math. Research actually backs this up. A study from Harvard Business Review looked at how people pay off multiple debts. They found that people who focused on one debt at a time and saw it hit zero were significantly more likely to stay on track. The Avalanche is optimal on paper. The Snowball is optimal for humans. So which one should you use? Avalanche if you're analytical, If you can look at a spreadsheet and stay motivated by the numbers, go Avalanche. Watching the interest drop will be enough. Snowball if you need to feel progress. If you've tried to pay off debt before and lost steam 3 months in, go Snowball. Pick the smallest balance. Go after it hard. Win the first one fast. There's also a hybrid some people use. Start with Snowball to get one win, then shift to Avalanche. The first payoff gives you the momentum, then you switch to the efficient path. No method is wrong. The wrong method is the one you won't stick with. One more thing, and this part is critical. While you're paying off debt, stop adding to it. This sounds obvious. It isn't easy. But if you're putting $200 extra toward debt every month, while also adding $150 on the same card, you're trying to empty a bathtub with a teaspoon while the tap is still running. The payoff plan only works if you stop the bleed first. Here's what most debt payoff articles never say. The math is the easy part. I've seen people who understand interest rates perfectly, who know the Avalanche method inside and out, who have a spreadsheet with every balance and rate listed, and they still don't make progress. Because here's the truth. Most people who stay in debt long term don't see themselves as someone who gets out of debt. They see debt as a permanent feature of their life, not a problem with a finish line. And when you see something as permanent, you stop trying to solve it. Getting out of debt isn't just a math problem. It's a decision about who you are. The people who pay it off aren't always the ones with the biggest income or the tightest budget. They're the ones who decided, at some point, that being in debt wasn't acceptable to them anymore. The plan matters, but the decision behind the plan matters more. Bottom line, minimum payments are a trap. Not because they're dishonest, but because they feel manageable. Manageable usually means slow, and slow means expensive. You have two methods. Avalanche targets the highest interest first, cheapest overall. Snowball targets the smallest balance first, hardest to quit. Pick the one you'll actually stick with. And before you pick a method, seal the leak. Stop adding to the debt you're trying to pay off. Here's your step for this week. Write down every debt you have. Balance, interest rate, minimum payment, everything in one place. You can't build a payoff plan around numbers you've been avoiding. Once you see the full picture, choose your method and put the first extra dollar toward it this week. Not next month, this week. If this video helped you understand how debt actually works, hit like. It helps more people find this channel, and subscribe to Wealth from Zero. Every week I break down exactly how money works. No finance degree, no jargon, just the stuff that actually matters. Next week, why most people stay broke. And it has nothing to do with how much they earn. See you then.